Where is 5G today? So, operators, so, the spectrums is being auctioned, and different parts of the world, operators are getting spectrum. But this is the spectrum in which most of the 5G is happening. So what I define as the capacity layer. And the capacity layer goes from 1 gigahertz upwards to all the way. This is the upper limit. So 3GPP defines two frequency ranges. Frequency range 1, which goes from the lowest, which is 410 megahertz nowadays, all the way to 7.125 gigahertz. And the frequency range 2 starts from 24.25 and goes to 52.6. So most of the operators, when you think about, they're getting frequency in this range. In UK, it's the operators are all launching 5G today in the capacity layer. But then you need coverage layer too, right? And coverage layer you need, if you want to do massive machine type communication, you need coverage everywhere. So you need the coverage layer. And then for enhanced mobile broadband, right, you need to basically have high throughput everywhere, right? If you want to download a movie in 10 seconds or 20 seconds or whatever, I know most people don't download movies, they just stream, but that's how people have said, right? Oh, we want to download movie in 10 seconds, 20 seconds. So you need the high throughput layer, because most of the deployments today are what we call as the non-standalone. We don't really need this, right? We can get away without having this, but this will become mandatory later on, right? And again, this one, well, this has some challenges which need to be solved. So this is the easiest thing. You want to launch 5G today, just get something in this layer, and the most popular frequency is the C-band. So from around 3.4 to 3.8, and I think this is where all the UK operators are going to be doing their 5G networks too. So in theory, you have the 4G carrier aggregation, which you do today, right, on the 4G networks. You do this carrier aggregation, and you can also do 5G carrier aggregation and connect both of them together, and this is dual connectivity. But right now, I don't think any operator is doing, at least in UK or in Europe, doing 5G carrier aggregation. So this is still a lab thing. What they are doing is they are having these 4G frequencies in LTE carrier aggregation. They are putting one of the 5G frequencies and connecting them as dual connectivity. In theory, this sounds very simple. In practice, what happens is you can't use all the frequencies which you're using for 4G for 5G because of some interference issues, but also because you don't want to affect the 4G experience. So somebody might be thinking like, oh, my 4G is great today, but suddenly you start using all these 4G frequencies for 5G, and suddenly they'll say like, is my network intentionally slowing down 4G because they want me to move to 5G? It's not intentional, but what happens is if you use up all the spectrum or all the capacity for 5G, this is what's going to happen. Eventually, there will be a lot of refarming, and this is going to happen. But right now the operators are a bit cautious, so they're doing 5G slowly and steadily.